I should probably have the mic on. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve to you. I guess we should get started with, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I don't want to go through this again and again and again like we did before. So I'm going to wait for an affirmative that you can hear me. Party time. Excellent. Yes, you can. Yay! All right, that means what day was it? It was a couple days ago. I did a whole first video where I was speaking, but the microphone was turned off. I got too excited with that mute button. And then I played the video, and then someone was like, we can't hear anything. I was like, sweet. So we did the whole thing all over again. So if you saw me, I was like, yeah, we're doing this again for anyone who's here. So thank you, first of all. Happy New Year's Eve to everyone tuning in. I want to say I decided that even though we can't go out, I was like, I'm going all glittery. Like this took like, no lie, over a half an hour just for like the eyes. Like it was an entire process, multi YouTube videos trying to have this happen. So yeah, you can fully appreciate I even changed out my earrings, which I never do. I mean, I usually just wear studs. I mean, I am full on festive for the holidays, but one thing that we do need to do is we need to play What's in Your Cup and My Cup. What's in the cup? So let me know what's in your cup. You probably already saw it because a little tag was hanging out. Although that would be a really good way for people to like psych each other out and be like, oh, it's tea, but it's not. But no, it really is. It's Tazo. It's the Awake English Breakfast black tea. And one of the reasons I was really excited about this was because I got to use one of my Christmas presents, which if you guys haven't seen it, it's the like electric kettles, you know, it's just for boiling water. So I am not one of those. You can tell me if you are out there. If you're one of those people who enjoys microwaving their water to make tea, I can't with that. Like I think it tastes not good. Okay. And I know that there have been some studies that say maybe it's not good for you repeatedly to have, you know, water that has been molecularly tarnished, messed with, whatever. So I prefer to usually boil my water. And so I got an electric kettle for Christmas. That's what I put on my Christmas list. And I know you're like, dude, that's stupid. I spent so much time researching different ones. And so if you guys are ever curious, I did link it in my Amazon like list. There's the like favorite items at home or something like that. And I linked the electric kettle that I got because it's a little bit larger of one. It's a 5-minute boil. It has a keep water warm. It has 6 different temperature gauges that you can choose from for like, if you guys ever look on the back of your tea bag, it's going to tell you like 5 minutes for steeping at 200 degrees, or for black tea or green tea, it's less at, you know, at a lower temperature. So if you're really kind of a tea snob and you get into it, then it gets really exciting because you can be like, I can have 212 degree water for my pour over or French press or whatever it is. So it's kind of exciting. So, hey, Viper's in the house. I was saying that we were playing What's in Your Cup. So what's in my cup is currently tea, and I was getting to use my electric kettle. And also, yes, thank you for appreciating, because just the eyes alone took over a half an hour. And I was like, we may not be going anywhere and I'm staying at home, but I'm doing it upright for New Year. So thank you for noticing, people. Thank you, Anime123 Lover. Thank you. Yay, I'm so glad that you guys are all here. I think it's actually probably still too warm for me to drink. BYO Tools is in the house. Everyone who's here, first of all. So Brent, 2020 has not been a bad year for you, let me say, because you have an adorable little girl, okay? So first of all, everyone who's here, give Brent a clap in the, like, clapping emojis in the chat, because not only that, but our very own Brent, Seattle fellow guy, he just hit 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. So if you didn't know, he's kind of a big deal around here, but just one of the super nice guys, formerly doing all this construction. Now he's also like huge on TikTok. I mean, like, where did it all, like, it's amazing. So yes, if you're out there, give some hand clappies for Brent. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. The next time I see you, I will give you a high five. Congratulations. You've had a spectacular year despite everything, right? So I'm very happy for you. So I guess we should also say, who else is here? Hey, Dave's in the house. Yay, welcome. No, gosh, no, we are not staying on until midnight. This is the episode of Triple T Thursday. So just like last week was Christmas Eve, tonight you actually get like a New Year's Eve stream. So I thought we'd at least dress the part here. And yep, we do have tea, water, and apple cider. Oh, very nice. I come from Eastern Washington, and like I grew up in an orchard, and like fresh pressed apple cider, apple anything, like fruit is like my jam. But no, so I can always appreciate a good apple cider. So we got the wow Shelly and the microwaves his water with freeze-dried coffee and loves it. There's so much wrong with that. There's so much wrong. Oh, cute little is like octopus. Oh, that reminds me of, so Seattle just got an NHL team. We just named it this year. It's called the Kraken. Are you ready for this? So we get to say literally release the Kraken for our new climate pledge arena, or whatever you want to call it, which is basically the rebuilt Key Arena. So it's very, very exciting. I'm so excited for the first hockey puck drop to actually happen. And if you guys didn't know, I had made a TikTok about this, but I was saying that if in our history, Seattle actually had a hockey team. We were the Seattle Metropolitans, and we actually won a Stanley Cup. And then the next year we were going to come back, and then against, I think it was Vancouver or some Canadian team, right? Where we ended up not finishing the entire Stanley Cup series because of the fact that like half of the teams came down with Spanish flu. Yeah. So like in with one flu, out with another COVID type thing. But it ended up being that they never finished the series. So it's the only Stanley Cup series in history that is like not completed. And then the next year, the hotel that was next to like where the arena where they were playing, they wanted it for basically parking garage structure. So they ended up demolishing this ice rink. They didn't have enough time to build a new arena. And then the team disbanded, and half the team went up to like Canada and was playing. But like, it was Montreal. It was Montreal was the team. So one, we have unfinished business with Montreal, but two, we are coming back to the NHL as the Seattle Kraken. And if you haven't seen the jerseys or the sweaters, the S is kind of like a throwback nod, homage to the Seattle Metropolitans. So I'm really excited for hockey to be back. And I did not realize how big hockey was kind of aroundish in this area until like the news was breaking that we had a new, you guys don't care about, okay, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. Sorry, we'll move on. Sorry. Okay. Kombucha's in the house. James Pruitt is in the house. And yes, Dave, right? So isn't it amazing that we started coming to the Seattle YouTube meetup group over 2 years ago, and now it's so funny. And we're going to get into this because tonight's episode is also talking about lessons learned, as well as I think I put this homework assignment out there where I was saying that next year I'm trying to have this like one word intention kind of ethos thing that we're kind of following, or I'm following for myself and guiding me on my channel and whatever next year. And I encourage you guys to also think about a one-word intention or something, and hopefully we can talk and share about it tonight. But I was saying when we first started doing the meetup, so it was Eugene Kappen, Travis McPee, so Brent from BYO Tools, we had Scene Jane Drill. It's just amazing to see like what has also come out of the group Perigetta, Amara in Seattle. So like not just, these are all of my YouTube friends, but real friends in real life too. Metal for Breakfast. And so now 2 years later, it's weird to think like Metal for Breakfast has like, I don't know, like 20,000 subscribers, and I think he was talking about breaking 1,000 at the time, and Travis McPee is like 75,000, Brent hit 100,000. I mean, it's phenomenal to see what has happened with a lot of it, and yeah, it's just really exciting, when like time goes very slowly and also quickly at the same time. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So I would love to know if you guys want to share. I am not really excited for 2021. You know what? I'm not either. But I think for a lot of people, just psychologically, because we know that like, oh goodness, we all know that COVID-19 is not going away immediately, or as Viper would say, immediately, as soon as the the clock strikes midnight, tonight. So we are still going to be dealing with the repercussions and ramifications of all of our decisions and everything and the world, and waiting for vaccines and everything for, a good 6-7 months, and who knows how much longer, right? I mean, and it's changed fundamentally so much about how we consume content, how we exercise, how we are out in public, how we eat, and so yeah, but I think there's still something psychologically powerful about saying like goodbye to 2020. Although I did hear someone say, and now I'm going to not be able to unthink this for the rest of, so I kind of don't want to tell you because it will ruin it, but it was like kind of clever. And it was that when you think about it, when you say 2021, it's actually saying like 2021. But I'm going to say like we won because we survived it and we're coming out the other side stronger. So yes, I think so, right? Kombucha's here, right? Oh yes, let's get live. If you guys want to know, I was on with Dan from Creator Fundamentals, and we were doing a panel in the Let's Get Live Facebook group. And if you want to see a good time, that was about an hour. It was shot a couple nights ago. Go find that Facebook group on Facebook. Okay, so are we ready? Yes, we are dolled up tonight. And I know that the Cooking Cop and Babe, I have to say, I know that this year has been a little bit tougher for you. So everyone else in the audience, if you're still watching, can we send some love over to Josh here? Throw some heart emojis at him. He's going through some tough stuff this year, and you are just like handling it all like as a champ. I'm so proud of you. I'm glad to call you my friend. And so you guys don't know him very well probably, but throw some hearts and love his way. That would be really, really awesome. Okay? Yes. Kombucha, thank you for coming in with the hearts. I know you don't know him yet, but he's good. He's a good person. Thank you, anime lovers. You got a whole rainbow of hearts there. That's on Twitch, so you can't see it right now, but you get a whole bunch of hearts. And I'm just the messenger coming along. All right. So, Caliber Wings in the house. James Pruitt, Adam's Exploits. Yes. I have to say, you guys, Electric Kettle is where it's at. It's so good. All right. So, as per usual, I do have Post-its. So, give me a second here. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about was, although we have these like one word intentions and stuff, I have words that I thought were going to be my word, and then I decided they're not my word, if that makes sense. So I was like, yeah, I mean, they're good words, they're focus words, but they're not the winner. They're not like the final, they're not my final answer. So I'm going to share them with you though, because in case any of them might resonate with you, you're more than welcome to steal my words. Well, you could even steal my word. That's my word, because it's how you execute it. It's all different for everyone, right? So the first one was, what's in the cup? It is Tazo Awake English Breakfast Black Tea. Happy New Year to you, Cooking Cop and Babe. All right, so the first word is agreeable. Oh, can you read that? I think you can read that. Agreeable. I don't want you to see all of them before I get... Okay, so one of the things that... And it's really funny too? You're going to see as we go through this, a lot of my words all started with A. Is like I could not get out of that letter in the dictionary. It's like pick a new word, pick a new letter, whatever. But I didn't. Okay, so... And this goes a few different ways because I want to be more agreeable, but sometimes it's hard for me. I know myself. I know what some of my strengths are, and I definitely know what some of them are not. And I am I don't know how best I am a clarifier / ideation type. Like, I want to see all of the things. I want to see all of the angles. I want to see all of the choices. We can be agreed. And that's the thing is, and because of that push, I will just argue points to play, advocate for it. Doesn't mean I believe in it, just means I want you to see lots of different sides. And so sometimes it becomes too much for some people because I am not... I'm not agreeable. It's not that I'm argumentative. It's just that I'm not usually the person that you come to with always this is what I'm doing and going forward, unless you have already told me, like, you preface the conversation with, like, I've already made this decision. I just need you to support me. And then I'm like, yeah, go girlfriend or boyfriend. That's awesome. But if it's more like I want to have a discussion about, or I'm like, oh, we're gonna bust throughout all these options. So people tend not to sometimes bring me stuff because I'm not necessarily just going to go with the flow all the time. So it has been a detriment sometimes, but it's also kind of like, it's good because sometimes I will help them see things that maybe they never really thought of before. But, so I was thinking about that and I was like, should I be more agreeable this year? Say yes to things, say yes to opportunities, because a lot of the time when I think out or talk out different things, I'll find lots of reasons to say no. So that's kind of the intention where some of that was coming. And hey, Pixelpia, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I wanted to say, like, maybe agreeable is not like the final word, because there's just lots of ways to take that. And I'm not just going to say yes to everything, because you do want to be more curated about the things you say yes to. So that one got the axe. Also an A word. Also an A word. Okay. All right. So the next one was approachable. Approachable. I have been told that I'm not very approachable. And it's not so much that I am rude or mean or anything like that. I've been told that because I just have a really, really strong resting bitch face. I can't help it. That's just my face. It looks like I'm apparently about to murder someone, and people don't like to come up to me and talk to me if I'm not like overly smiling and welcoming them in, because it looks like if you come over here and talk to me, I will murder you and your whole family. And so I was like, I hear this feedback a lot, so maybe I should actually try to be more approachable and smile and that kind of thing. And it's not like an inauthentic, like, hey, just, I don't know. And then I was thinking, like, no, I don't need to change my face. That's just my face. And just as an aside, I also, I've always been a little self-conscious of my face, and we're going into some deep stuff here, and that is because I have actually had Bell's palsy twice. So if you don't know what that is, it's where literally you have facial paralysis, usually on one side of your face. I had it probably a decade apart, which is apparently extremely rare, where you get it a couple of times. But basically, I mean, they used to think it was more like a facial stroke paralysis, and then it became possibly viral infection type thing. And I don't know. So my face has never fully recovered and healed from it, I will say. And so I do get very self-conscious about my crooked smile, because if I smile, I do have one side that comes up significantly higher than the other. And it's just my face muscles have never fully recovered from that. So I have an extremely lopsided smile. And if you can see it on my Instagram. I actually have a picture of it where it was like literally 24 hours apart. And basically my eyebrow is like farther down my face by an inch. My eye is like droopy. I couldn't close it without actually like resting my hand on it to close, because like the muscles weren't able to do that. And I wasn't actually able to like literally close my mouth or eat properly for a while. And I will say, it is never more publicly humiliating than trying to say, I'm looking for the purple bus, which was a thing because we were at this work conference and we were getting on different colored buses to go back to like our main campus, because they had to bus us in because there were so many of us. And I never knew how difficult apparently purple and bus, and let alone purple bus together, were. I was literally almost crying because I could not say purple bus. And this poor girl was like, what? And I was like, purple? I can't even replicate it, but that was rough. So yeah. So I was kind of like, I don't really want to use this one because, one, there's really not that much I can do about my face, period. And I don't want to have to change that about myself. So there's that. So that one kind of went by the wayside, and we're going to come into another one. So I don't want you guys to see all the ones I didn't make it. The next word was focused. Oh, thank you, Anime says I look like a nice person to talk to. I think that, you know what? I think my friends would say so. You know? I think so. So. All right. Your mom had Bell's palsy. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not something that a lot of people also talk about. And, you know, I guess I wish they would sometimes. And you can see it like in the photo, like how literally half of my face is like a lot lower than the other half. And it was tough because I was almost like about to wear like an eye patch because like I was also afraid of getting things into my eye because I couldn't close like my eyes, like the muscles like wouldn't actually like. Have you ever done this where you like try and just like close your eyes, where like you're trying really hard but you can't? So yeah, there's that for you. Okay, so the next word was focused, which is ironic because you guys have seen me. I have a extreme squirrel brain. Things that have helped in me trying to work around my inability to stay focused are things like post-it notes, or things like bullet points, things like having a Trello board, different ways for me to help manage my sporadic thoughts. But then I was thinking about it and I'm like, I don't need to necessarily try and always stay more focused, because I feel like if I am focused on a particular task or something like that, I can try like Pomodoro method, or which is you can set a timer where you do a task and you'll only do that task without distraction for 20-25 minutes, and you take a 5-minute break or so, and then you go back to it. So a lot of people will do that when it comes to like coding or schoolwork or different things like that, and it's really, once you get into the flow of it, it's not that bad. So I was like, I don't really think focus is the correct word for me, because I still have ways that I can manage it, and I don't think it's gotten to a point so much that it's so bad. You know what I mean? So, hey, Tech Lovin' Mama, good to see ya. Aw, babe says I look amazing tonight. Thank you. Aw. Snaps for Shelly. I will say I watched several YouTube videos tonight on trying to get this look, and yeah, it was struggle bus city. So yeah, tell her thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next one is consistent. Okay, so the thing with being consistent, I think that I am the type of person who, if things are on a schedule, tell me if you guys, you can't do straight line with eyeliner. Well, I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm not above, first of all, putting Scotch tape exactly on the wing shape, or I Scotch taped it up real nice. And if you're gonna do that, first of all, your eye skin is very delicate, so put the tape on the back of your hand and undo it a couple times so it's not like so sticky that it's gonna rip off your skin, but it's like just sticky enough so it's not gonna fall off. Okay, all right, and that's gonna help you, and then you can go in there and finish it all off. All right. So when it comes to consistency, I will say that if I did a better job at doing things like putting things in a calendar and sticking to my calendar, because a lot of the time, if it's in my calendar, I'll do it. If it's not in my calendar, I'm gonna be like, no big deal. So I was like, it's not a matter of me not being consistent. It's a matter of me not consistently putting things in my calendar and following my calendar. So this was another one of those. And I was like, I think that if I did a better job at consistently batch recording and really thinking about my content strategically, this really wouldn't be that hard for me to put out a video on each channel. And especially like now that I have got like my lights set up, I've got the filming gear like in place, and because I'm actually, and we can talk about this more, but I am becoming way more in love with doing live streaming than I am doing recorded content. I like talking and interacting with you guys. I like talking about whatever's on your mind at the time as well, so we can have like a real conversation. So because it's easy to then flip on the lights and then actually go, I would actually much rather just do more live streams and such throughout in the next year. And I was like thinking about this, and I was like, when I'm doing my makeup, this would have been an awful one, but generally, like a get ready with me, I can film that first as a live, put that up on my beauty channel. Then when I'm all dolled up, then I can come do this live stream. And then at the end of the night, whatever I'm saying. So it's sequentially planned out. It's a lot easier to do than I make it out to be. So, and I also want to say that people who want to say like, oh, I don't have time, and oh, it's so hard. And I'm like, we were talking about this in the Facebook Live that I was in with Dan, and he agreed to be a guest sometime in the new year on the channel. So he has a channel called Creator Fundamentals. Great guy, creator, founder of People of Video Conference, which just launched an app available, I believe, on iPhone only for right now. And I believe that they took all of the conference video presentations that were given during his People of Video conference, which had to transfer to a virtual event. I think he's offering it for like a really low monthly subscription price, which is amazing for the people who aren't able to attend. So I know he just launched that. So if you wanted to check out People of Video, I mean, there's no affiliate code or anything like that. It's just go check it out, because I bet you there's some really cool stuff in there. But he agreed to come on to the channel sometime in the next year, sometime during a Triple T. So I was really excited about that too, because anyways, we were talking in the Facebook group, and we were saying both of us still work full-time jobs. You know, both of us are married. Both of us have, commitments to outside of, the YouTube space. So if we can make it work, we really don't want to hear excuses from other people who can't seem to make it work. And that's just one of those like no excuses type things, is if you want it, then you can figure out a way to achieve it. Whether that's batch filming your videos one day per week, and then doing one video a week for your editing and releasing, but you release all 4 videos on a Sunday. If that's what you can do, that's what you can do. But we're the same. We're just like, we don't want to hear your excuses about why you can't do life, because we can do this and do life. You can do it too. And if you need help, that's one thing, but like, don't just sit there and complain about how you can't do it. Okay. All right. So, that was the other post-it. All right. So here we go. Another reject. This was authentic. Okay. So, and it's not that I'm saying that I'm not authentic, or it's like this new change, which is completely different than I have been. But I will say that one of the reasons that I also like live streaming a lot more, oops, I'm totally pressing things. No, I don't know if you guys heard Siri. Shut up, Siri. Is basically that I felt like a lot of the time before, people, and it's true though, people were never really interested very much in me, only because I was a utility channel, and I still am. It's about the information that I have that I can share with others, whether that's how to create that subscribe animation, or how to do something in Final Cut Pro or iMovie or whatever else it is. People were usually just coming for the information. They didn't care which channel or video gave them said information. You know what I'm saying? They're not coming back week after week for a personality-driven tutorial. And so it also became this whole like, how fast can I get you the information and show you like really nothing about myself? And after 2-3 years, it was kind of like, you guys know nothing about me. And one of the things I really like about live is I can sit here and I can have a conversation, and I can respond back, and I can be squirrel brained, and I don't have to be completely like zip tied into like whatever you think I am, and so I kind of like that, and I like being able to just be more expressive in myself. And yeah, it's not great for people who are coming in and get information, but I like it better because it creates a better environment / community, because I'd much rather kind of like have that community, right? So let's see here. Happy New Year, my E-class. Welcome. My word for 2021 is going to be memories. I want to create more memories, my content and through relationships. That's a good one. Okay. Hey, and if you guys haven't shared your word, the homework assignment is to think about a word as like a guiding North Star, as like a goal or a ethos for you, yourself, or your channel for next year, and share it with us. And if you want to write a little description why, that would be cool. I'd love to hear it. So, memories is great. I also think life is about memories. Yeah. And there is an exercise, and I was debating whether or not to actually share this with y'all, but basically, almost exactly a year ago, I paid for this coaching program. I was getting more serious about coaching, content creation, all this stuff. And I thought I should go through, as we do, a course from someone who's, I don't know, got their ish together and can like funnel you through this like proven system. And so I decided to enroll in this course, and there were some good things and there were some things that definitely did not apply to me. And yeah, I guess I don't want to go too much more into it than that. I wish it hadn't been as much money to learn the lessons that I've learned, but I'm thinking, and I'm glad that I guess I went through the experience and I learned another perspective and some way to do things. Your word is hopeful. I love that. That's a good word. I think the word, I think it's hard to come into sometimes 2021 and be completely optimistic and hopeful. And yeah, so I think that's a great one. But one of the entire lessons and things was about our mindsets. Now, I don't want to get to like frou-frou existential with you guys and gals, but I'm not going to lie, there is a lot to do with how successful we are. Not quite manifestation, but the way that we treat ourselves, the way that we think about ourselves, the way that we kind of interact with others as a reflection of how we think about ourselves or what we think of ourselves is kind of a true, I don't know, theory thing, whatever you want to call it. And so there is this entire line of thinking where people talk about limiting beliefs. So if you know what I'm talking about, give me a thumbs up in the chat here. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, put what you think it is. But limiting beliefs are things that, go taste and see. Thank you. Thank you and Happy New Year. Limiting beliefs are things that sometimes are ingrained in us, sometimes are coming from outside sources, and it has to do with how other people sometimes also think about us or their life situations. So it could be something like people would never want to pay for me to be their YouTube coach, right? So that's a limiting belief. So that's a really hard one to swallow if what you're trying to do is create a business around helping others by being a YouTube coach, right? So does that like make sense? So there's a lot of work that we did in this program about limiting beliefs, what they really mean, where they're really stemming from, how do we really feel and internalize them, how do we combat them, and how do we reprogram our brain to, when we hear something like people don't like to spend money on products from influencers or people in the online space, right? So that's a limiting belief that we have about money, or that I might have about money, saying that people don't like to spend money, or people don't spend money from people that they see online. Okay, so that's the limiting belief. We're going deeper into this than I thought we were going to, but this train is going somewhere, people. So the reason that we would explore this is then there's this exercise that you do where you kind of break it down into, well, is that actually true? Do people not spend money from people that they see online? I think we all know that it's actually the case that we do spend money or, time and investments in people that we see online. Now, whether that's Tony Robbins or, I don't know, Pat Flynn or Daryl Eves, whatever. There are people out there, influencers, whatever, creators, coaches, that convince you to pay money, right? And then there's this belief that they're happy to do so. And so that's a whole other thing, because people are always like, there's not enough money and money is the root of all evil. And that's a whole limiting belief too, is because people will never want to spend as much money as I want to charge or something like that. That's another limiting belief. I see the numbers just plummeting in here, people. Like, I'm sorry. Like I said, this is not for everyone. Okay. But then we break it down and we'd be like, hey, are there examples that we can see that people who charge money for something that I want to do as like social proof that this is actually a thing? And you can be like, yeah, actually, I know people who've made millions of dollars, millions, plural, by selling a how to do YouTube course. So even if you actually looked in this space, if it was just how to do a self-study on how to do YouTube, you could look at Sunny Lenarduzzi and be like, dude, she sold millions. She'll tell you in her videos, she has sold millions of dollars in revenue from people enrolling in the YouTube for Bosses self-study program to learn how to do YouTube. And not only that, but she has a higher echelon of client services where they charge a lot more money, like 10 times the amount of money, for people to go through an intensive 90-day boot camp to learn how to learn more about YouTube. So those people are also, how do you get into a place where people are basically hurling credit cards at you being like, take my money because I want to learn? So those people are obviously not people who don't want to spend the money. Do you see where I'm going with this? So there's this limiting belief that like, I can't charge as much money as this other person, or is the limiting belief no one wants to spend this money on this type of thing. So once you actually start to break it down and learn that, no, people do spend money on this, or, people spend money when they think there's value or an exchange for anything like that, then it becomes harder to convince your brain that no one will do it, and it becomes this thing to program your brain into, you made it a bit better, into how do I get into a place where people trust me, know me, like me enough to want to give me money to help them with this transformation. And then it becomes this thing about like people, there's even like these things that you'll say like people enjoy spending money, it makes them feel good to give money, or people don't think of money like that. They think of it as the roadmap or the course to get to where they want to get faster. And so money is the exchange of faith, and that they believe that you're going to be able to take them through a transformation. So hopefully that makes sense, and is a very long-winded way of saying that basically we have to rewire our brains for things that we've been told from birth up, and that we believe now that is like holding ourselves back. And I think I just saw that we have a super chat. So thank you so much. I know we're going into all of this like frou-frou stuff, and it's not for a lot of people. So thank you for hanging in me with that. We're going to play our super chat animation. 1 second here. Where is it? Okay, I think I got it. Thank you, Caliber Wings. Thank you so much for your super chat donation. I really, really appreciate that. I was actually thinking of you the other day because I was thinking about how I saw that you went live, and good for you, first of all, because I think live is, I think it's where it's at, and I think there's going to be a lot of push into live. So if you guys aren't comfortable going live now, I really highly encourage you guys to do it now. Even if no one's watching, get the practice out, because you got to keep doing it to get better at it. But I was actually really excited because I saw that on Facebook you have a really large Facebook following. So you're going to have to teach me how to do that, because my Facebook following on my page is tiny. And you know that Facebook is coming out, with monetization on their platform as well. So if you're using something like Restream or whatever it is to broadcast simultaneously, that could be really excellent, because if you're getting enough watch time and you're getting viewers over there, once you get, I think, to 10,000 people on your page, because I think you're at 6,000, something like that, I think if you actually pushed hard on that, you could probably grow really quickly on Facebook, and then you could also get to monetization over there too. So I was thinking about that because I was looking at some of your stuff, and I'm like, it is very niche and specific, and that is perfect for a lot of advertisers and a lot of people. So take that for what you will. Building a whole show on frou-frou stuff. Yay! You love okay, thank you. Because I don't want to have everyone leave because I've started talking about manifestation and stuff, which I think is kind of bull. But I will say it's definitely it has definitely trained me to try and be kinder to myself sometimes. And here's where I'm going with all of this, is where I was saying I was struggling if I wanted to share any of this with you. And part of the program that I was in, we had to write basically a manifesto about ourselves. And so we talk about ourselves, about not just who we are, but the most idealized version of ourselves. And then you write about yourself as if you were that. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So you're thinking of your best version of yourself, and then you write down quality traits that idealized person has, and you write down common beliefs or core values that idealized perfect version of yourself has, and then you write down this manifesto basically of yourself about how great you are. I mean, come on. But the idea is that you have to like reprogram your brain to think about yourself in a kind way. And so you want to actually read through this as an exercise every day, and you want to kind of keep this in your head, basically, that, you know, is this the highest version of myself? Is this, you know, is this me being my highest self idealized? And I will say that when I wrote it, I thought it was pretty stupid. And I was just like, I don't want to do this. And I probably didn't take it as seriously as everyone because I'm highly skeptical. And like I said, but I will say that after I did it, there were some days I did feel a little bit better about myself. I was doing it for a little while. And then I had some like weird stuff happen where like things started coming to me, and it was one of those like weird things that happened. Like a brand that I'd worked out with before reached out to me and said that they wanted to send me actually this microphone, and it was just kind of like, wow, that was cool. Or like I reached out to someone and I said, hey, I think it would be really cool if we did this collab, which is not usually something that I would do, but my highest realized version of myself was like, we're friends, we're in the same type of environment or sphere. It could be fun or something like this. And I don't even know what it was, but it was like, they said yes. And it wasn't something that I would have probably been brave enough to do otherwise or previously or something like that. So there were a few things that had happened like that where it was because I was in like probably just this higher buzz state of like feeling better about myself, where I did try to reach out to people or brands, or someone reached back out to me. And I was in this like accepting phase where I was like, yes, I'm ready to receive this type of message, or send out this amount of love or attention or whatever and focus and get it back. And it did work, but it's kind of one of those, you have to work the system consistently and stay with it. And I didn't, because life got in the way and I was traveling or just different things like that. And so I did notice that I was revisiting this year, and I was looking at some of the things that I wrote, and I'm like, yeah, I could see where I would want to say that about myself, and I'm nowhere near that. And like, this was me last year being hopeful about where I was going to be, and then this year is like this crusty old woman who's just like not as hopeful. But I rewrote it, and I think it's probably something that we should do once a year as like an expectation leveling reset anyway. And actually, I was watching a video today from someone who wrote themselves a letter from a year ago, and they do it every year. And they were laughing about how like none of it or like very little of it actually came true. But I think the simple act of sometimes doing this exercise or saying these things about ourselves, or saying and putting down on paper what we actually want, whether it's goals, mindset, business outcomes, is very powerful, because then you can look back and say, did I do these things? Did I achieve some of these things? Did I get closer to where I wanted to be? And in some ways, in areas, like I'm really, really proud of myself. So last year, like I launched, right, in October, I launched iMovie Made Easy. And last year I set on my goals that I really, really wanted to talk on a stage about as a conference speaker. And the truth is, we didn't get to do real conferences this year, but I spoke at 3 different virtual conferences, which is 3 more conferences than the year before that, I'll tell you that. And that's actually kind of funny, like when you think about it, and I'm like, I did actually do a few of the things that I said that I wanted to do, right? I may not have sold a bunch of courses and gotten a ton of enrollments, but I actually did the thing that I said that I wanted to do. And so when I was thinking about that, I was like, what do I put on these year's goals? And so I kind of feel like I was going to share with some of you. Hopefully you care. You can give me a thumbs up if you want to see it. But I was going to share with you some of the character traits of the person that I am saying is my most idealized higher self, as well as like some of the goals that I have for next year, because I was also going to talk to you guys about the mistakes I've made last year. So one of those mistakes is going to be that I spent a lot of time comparing myself to others, and it could be, this person started at the same time as me. How come they have so many more subscribers? Or how come, when you look and calculate, and here's the thing, is I was calculating, they have this many subscribers, this many average video views, so that's 3 to 5% of their average population is watching their videos. How come I only have a 1.5%? What am I doing wrong? And do you see what I'm saying? Like, this negative headspace that you're in, like, it's not helpful to anybody. And I spent a lot of time being angry this year about where I was. And actually, if you think and look back at some of, I think it was this year finally where I said, like, it was the first time in 18 months where I actually finally saw a positive subscriber number growth, where I got back to where I was before I lost for 18 months straight. So that's worth celebrating. The fact that I launched my e-course this year, that's worth celebrating. It's not worth it because that I launched the course at basically the same time as another person, and I saw that they had probably raked in $100,000 and I had raked in, like, I don't know, let's say $2,000. And I was just like, should I celebrate the fact that I finished a course and I launched it and I sold some units and that's awesome? Or should I be really pissed off, not angry at the other person, angry at myself for not being anywhere near the level of success that they got, and being like, what's wrong with me that I can, I can get literally 2% of what they got, or whatever it was, 20%. I don't know. I'm bad at math. Okay. No, it's 2%. Wow. Yeah. So I could spend a lot of time being really, really bitter about that. And in fact, I did. I spent a lot of time this year playing that comparison game. And here's another thing that so raise your hand if you guys are on the Clubhouse app. So Clubhouse, if you don't know what that is, it's a new app. It's iOS only currently. It is rolling out eventually to Android. It's basically like a call-in party line. And the idea is that you can listen in on conversations that people are having. And sometimes you can get on stage or ask questions as well. And there's no video, it's just audio only. And it's you can only drop in and listen inside of the app. And if you miss a conversation or a room or something like that, there's no recordings, there's no nothing like that. And like you just missed out. So there's some FOMO involved in that too. You're on the wait list. Yeah. Yeah. So no, I didn't hear about the statue or what happened to it. No, I have no idea. But basically, I was thinking about one of the things that I love about Clubhouse is that sometimes you would never have access to. I dropped in on, there was a Chalene Johnson one talking about Instagram growth. Liz Germain was on there talking about something, also Instagram or YouTube focus, or it was about workflow, which was awesome if you're at her size and needing to figure out systems and processes, which I'm not there yet. And Daryl Eves was on there. We were talking about is TikTok killing YouTube, or is YouTube scared of TikTok, blah, blah, blah. And that was actually cool because actually that was the first time, and that was today, that I was actually on stage technically with Daryl. Like, he knew my name, like, he called me out. I mean, not called me out, but you know what I mean? Like, called me out by name to say, yeah, what do you have to say, Shelly? And I was just like, wow. And so there's a lot of access to people that you would normally not have access to. So that's one good thing about it. The thing that's horrible about Clubhouse, right, is one, this whole FOMO. If you're not on it, then you miss out. And so people are spending hours just listening for some nugget to drop from the sky. And the truth is, I was thinking about this and I'm like, it is such a time suck though. You must give yourself a cap on how much time you spend in any of these rooms, because you could literally be on there all day. And I was actually, I was thinking about this because it was yesterday. I was on there for quite a bit of time, and I was like, you know what you need to do, Shelly? You need to log off of like Clubhouse, and you need to make a video. And that's what I ended up making and recording and posting the video that went up yesterday, which was, what was the video? You guys tell me. It was chapters, right? Making YouTube chapters. And oh God, how stupid am I? I said semicolon, but it's really a colon. And then someone pointed that out, and then I was like, oh my God, yes, I did. I said semicolon, but it's a colon. Anyways, I digress. And here's the thing is, let's say 100 people watched the video about creating YouTube chapters, right? There were not 100 people in that Clubhouse app in that room. And I could have spent 4 more hours inside of that Clubhouse app. Instead, I was like, log off, go make a video. Even if it's a 5-minute video, whatever, go create content. And that's the thing, is it's so easy to get distracted. And that's what I don't like about Clubhouse, is because you have this FOMO that you're going to miss out. So you spend hours in there. And things that just really piss me off about Clubhouse is that I do not watch YouTube at normal speed. I watch it at 1.5, 1.75 for 1.5 for Philip DeFranco, 1.75 for someone else if they talk a little quicker, and then 2 point speed for everybody else. And so the fact that I can't fast forward someone drives me nuts. And the amount of stupid questions that are repetitive, where it's like, you have not been listening. This is someone who charges $5,000 an hour for consultation, and you want to come in here and ask them how to get more subscribers. Like, don't ask stupid questions, people. Like, you do not have access to this level of talent and industry knowledge to ask something as stupid and asinine as whatever, because that answer is out there a million times over on YouTube if you just search it. Okay, so it's like, and the people who give their entire life dissertations to ask a 30-second question, I can't stand it. It's like, I run this church youth group, and I run coding for kids, and I blah 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 blah, and I'm like, what is your question? What's your question? And then the rooms that go completely awry because there's no moderator there, and my ADD squirrel brain cannot like handle this, because I want to get on to the next thing and I want to get through it as quickly as possible. And so Clubhouse has been actually really infuriating for me in a lot of different ways, and a huge time suck. So I don't know, I think I'll be limiting my time on that app, just because I just can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. So yes, one of the mistakes that I've made is going to be, one, spending a lot of time being angry, not necessarily at other people, but just jealous and angry at myself. The next one is going to be being too distracted by other things. Now that is things like Clubhouse. That's where I'm going with that. Or it's very easy for me to get distracted and spend hours on YouTube. And it's not because I'm doing research on, why is this video creator popular? What are they doing? Is there a specific video formula? It's nothing like that. It's just stupid. Why did Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson do X? And I'm like, I don't know. Tell me. It's like stuff that has no, like, it does not make a difference in my life at all. Like, none. Okay. Like, I may wear makeup, but it's like, whatever Jeffree Star did, like, we all know, we get it. Maybe he's not the best person. Stop buying his stuff. Yes, we get it. But like, we don't need 50 million. It's a guilty pleasure, and it's a time suck, just like Clubhouse. And we sit there and we watch hours and hours of it instead of actually spending time on things that actually matter. Because the more I want to get angry about what some person did that I have no association with, that I don't interact with, and I don't even know personally, it's not my friend. It's not anyone that like I'm associated with. I don't need to watch it. It doesn't concern me, right? So you're watching it normal. Well, that's because it's a live stream. So if you come back later, and I don't know if you guys do that, but I come back always usually and watch all of my live streams back, just for whatever reason, and I always watch them double speed. By the way, I should do all of my proper YouTube stuff, huh? Guys, come follow me on all of my social medias. It's a good time. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, yay! And if you like live streams and you like me, then make sure you like and subscribe. By the way, if you guys didn't know, that like, subscribe animation, that is for sale in the merch shop down below, as well as iMovie Made Easy, also available. And if you get iMovie Made Easy, I don't know if I tell you guys this, but the like, subscribe, bell animation is included for free as a bonus. Oh, you guys, I have to tell you, I also figured out the mute button. Watch this, watch. Remember before when I was like, I'm going to put you on mute, but I wasn't actually muted? This time, I think I actually got this. Watch this, watch this. I'm going to hit the mute button, and then you guys tell me if you still hear me. 3, 2, 1. Yeah? Right? Nope. As in, you can't hear me, or nope, as in I'm not muted and you guys all heard me say things. No, you guys can't just put nope. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. See, now I can use the mute button for coughing, and that's the best part, because that's the last thing I want to do is blow out the mic for you guys while I have like a coughing fit or something. So yeah, nope as in you can't hear me. See, you guys have figured it out. I had the wrong audio input selected on the mute button the last time, so I thought I was muting, but I wasn't. I did forget a button though. Hold on, and I want to say thank you to all of my channel members, especially my platinum ones. They get on-screen mention in every single video that I do. So thank you so much to TubeBuddy for being a platinum level channel member. And I should actually probably put this one on here because, yeah, you guys didn't know I have a channel sponsor. You guys, I have a channel sponsor. Restream has been so good to me. And if you guys want to try them out, you can actually do so and save $10 with my link. And you can stream up to like 30 places at the same time. So I'm looking at you, Caliber Wings. If you're doing something with multi-streaming, yeah, that might help you. All right. So we've covered a lot of mistakes, right? But now we're going to try and, okay, I want your guys' words. That sounds bad. I want your words. Okay, so I'm going to go through a couple of these character traits that I have for my best realized self, and then maybe a couple of goals. I'm going to share a couple of my goals with you. Focus, love that. That's a good word. That's a good word. And I think someone else had hope, right? Live, good. Live, live, laugh, love. Awesome. So yes, I'm going to share this, and then we're going to land the plane with the actual chosen word for this next year. All right. And you guys have now also heard all of the words that didn't make the cut. It doesn't mean that they're not necessarily on my radar. They're just not the final word. Okay. So, hey, John Hooser. Hey, Happy New Year, friend. It's great to see you. Thank you so much for popping in. Wonderful. If you didn't hear that last part, we're thinking of a one-word mantra for the next year. So if you want to think of a word, let me know. Put it in the chat. Would love to hear it. All right, so I did actually have a character trait as authentic. So here's the thing, and this is where we write about ourselves in the third person. So watch me be so cringe right now. Okay, we're going back into the depths of the frou-frou stuff, okay? Okay. Shelly never worries about showing up as anyone other than herself. Shelly is free in knowing that people will always get the true, authentic version of her, and she will never need to try and remember how to interact with anyone based on expectations they may have of her. So this is one of those things where it's like, don't lie to people, and you'll never have to remember the story that you told them because it's just always going to be the truth, right? So this authentic thing is like, I should be the same person, like with my mom as I am with, you know, John Hooser or as James Pruitt, or, you know, if I met you in real life. Although, like, give me a break, you guys. If you meet me in real life, like, I'm just really totes awkward. I'm like kind of shy, introverted. So it's not anything you've done. I am just like in person. That was a fairly accurate representation of what I am like in person. Yeah. So give me a break and go easy on me in person. It's nothing you've done. It is literally that I'm just yeah, that's who I am. All right. So another value that I had is catharsis. Ooh, that is a good word. That's a good word. Okay. So I did have unapologetic on there, right? So this is something that definitely 2020 has brought out in me. I've talked to you guys about this, guys and gals, about this, about how 2020 has really lowered the need for me to really explain myself as much as I have in the past. I spent so much time at it. So I was saying, Shelly no longer feels the need to constantly explain herself. Shelly understands that there are people in the world who will not understand her. They don't want to understand her, and they don't care what my thoughts and opinions are, and it's okay, and I am not responsible for trying to change their minds. And that's one thing before it was really hard for me, is because I have this innate need to prove and be correct a lot. And so I don't know if that's a woman thing, if that's if that's just like, you know, where it's just like, no, this is the way. Like these, I don't know, guys, these leggings are real pants. I don't know, whatever it is. Like, we want to prove ourselves correct. And yeah. And this year I've spent so much time in the past explaining how I feel, explaining that I'm not whatever you think I am, or just that something got taken out of context. And I've told you guys that story like so many times, and it's kind of like gotten to a point now where it's like, it's got to be finally like enough. It's at a point where it's like, I can't waste a ton of my energy trying to convince you if you already am convinced that I'm another way. And I guess there's no other way to explain that other than like, cool, if you don't vibe with me, then find another channel, find another person. But what I'm not going to do is be disrespected and like talk down to, or within reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a valid point, that's if you have some sort of criticism, if you have something that's constructive, that's different than just the people who are going to come in and be like, you're so stupid and you're ugly. Like, I'm not coming back and fighting with that anymore. I'm just going to be like, block and move on. Like, I just can't. I literally can't spend the time and energy it takes to convince people that I'm smart and worthy and whatever, because some people are just convinced that you aren't, and you're never going to convince them otherwise. And you can beat yourself up and feel bad about it, or you can accept that and move on with your life. And I'm trying to now be more in the space where I can accept that and move on with my life. So this is another one I was saying, figure it outableness, which is coming from Marie Forleo's Everything is Figure Outable. And it's true. And I wish that more people understood this and actually thought the same way. And so I said, Shelly understands that she may not always have all the answers that she needs at any given time, and that is okay. Shelly is confident in her ability to still figure it out. Shelly has the right instincts and knows that she is fully capable of learning anything and doing anything given enough time and energy. So given enough time and energy, I could probably do anything except for, like be taller, or, things that are physically not possible. All right, so now I'm going to move into beliefs. This one was tough, guys and gals. This one's really, really hard, okay? You make your living speaking and entertaining people, but in everyday life, I'd rather be alone and at home. I completely feel you. Like, if I'm up on a stage, if I'm on a video, if whatever, like, yes, I can turn it on for a bit, but then I'm exhausted and I need to recharge, and I don't want to be around anybody, and I just want to be left alone. So I went to VidCon, and I basically was like, yeah, I've been socializing with people way too long, and I need some time to myself special. And they're like, 1 pizza, 2 sodas, got it. And I was like, I love you. And that's the life of an introvert right there. So, all right. So this is where you have to say a lot of nice things about yourself. I put 12 beliefs. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I would encourage you guys to do the same exercise. And so I'm just going to go through a couple. So one of my beliefs is, I know that the right clients are out there waiting for me to impact their lives for the better. I will always attract the right clients at the right time, and there's never a shortage of them. And I feel at ease and deeply connected to my clients. So I said something in the next one. I said, clients will feel empowered after working with me because I am a gift to them. And clients I work with are grateful for the outside look into their own situations that can be different from their own, because they know that I am coming from a place of love, understanding, only wanting the best for them, and they are eager to take advice. So, so the first few are about working, and I guess this one is really short. So I said, my clients believe that my fees are undervalued for what I provide for them in exchange for the value in their lives, and I do not fear rejection from anyone ever. So that's the top 3. They weren't in like order or anything, but these are the types of things where you try and say nice things about yourself, and that, you're worth loving or paying or whatever it is. So there are 12 of them. And then there's this entire page long, they call it a manifesto, about yourself, where you continue to say nice things about yourself. So that's kind of what that is. And then some of the vision and goals for next year is closing 2021 at the end of it with a combined 6 figures. Now that's combined from every single revenue source you can think of. That's from courses, coaching, content creation, AdSense, digital product sales, whatever it is. I want all of them to come up into a figure that is 6 figures. And yeah. Anyways, So there's a whole section of them. So it comes to business and career goals, you have health and fitness goals, lifestyle and relationship goals, and then persona and behavioral goals, such as like, I want to be known as consistent, authentic, knowledgeable. I want people to define me as smart, funny, passionate, and honest, something like that. And then basically you have this vision board as well, where you kind of like, of course, you put the pictures and do the things. So those are all of my things, or as much as I'm going to share. It's a very long document. And here's the thing, is you're supposed to hype yourself up with this and read it to yourself every day, so that you start to program your mind for a change in the way that it's wired to think about yourself and treat yourself. So I am sharing that with you. And now you don't even have to pay that amount of money to learn that. So here is my word. Drum roll. Drum roll. All right. My word for the next year is, it's still an A word, but abundance. Or abundant. And here's the deal. It's coming into that first business goal in line, which is everything, all of my income streams, everything that I've got going on, whether that's website design for other people or coaching. Like I said, I will create another course this year, and I'm just putting that out there, where it's going to be all around focused on vertical video. So I've kind of done the iMovie one. Now I'm going to do the vertical video one. And the next one after that will be Final Cut Pro or YouTube. Switch those two, whichever it's going to be. And so those are the courses. So I'm like, by the time I'm done with all of my courses, by the time I'm done with any brand deals that I've got, any AdSense, anything else like that, the number I'm going for is 6 figures. So I want to be one of those people who can say, I hit 6 figures in their business. So Vert, that's right. I actually was watching a video from Benjamin, and he had done a quick tutorial. I think it was an Instagram reel or something, a behind the scenes showing how he was doing this like Christmas tree thing. So I actually made wasn't a YouTube show, it was a reel. I actually made a video and I tagged him in it, and I said, hey, I tried your technique, so let me know how I did. I tried my best, and I did the Christmas tree thing that he had shown in his video. So I was really excited about that one because it was a cute idea. So I was really excited about that. So hello, Mia. So yeah, that's my word, is abundant. And here's the thing, is that you guys have heard me talk about it before on my channel. And I've put videos out where I say, how much YouTube has paid me for 1 million views, something like that. And you guys, it's not a lot. And in fact, I probably, over the course of 4 years on YouTube, I've made less or the same as what I made from the launch of my iMovie Made Easy course. No, you cannot promote your premiere here. And so please don't come into other people's lives and start promoting your own stuff. That's just rude, man. But thank you for asking first. But no, you cannot. Where was I? Positive self-talk takes time to work. Yeah, every day. Even when you don't believe it, eventually you will, and then it will become the truth and confidence. And that is absolutely what they're going for. And in fact, last year when I was creating my manifesto and everything, I actually ended up as you do. I'm like, I'm not going to read this every day. What I am going to do is I recorded myself saying it, because I think it's more powerful sometimes to hear yourself saying it back to yourself. You're literally staring your face in the face. Yeah. And saying those things to yourself about yourself. And also I can listen to myself at double speed. So there's that. So I can get through the entire thing. It was like a 15-minute video. And I think what's really embarrassing is when I was looking back at the video, I think it has like 12 plays. So it should have, you would think, ideally 365 plays because you watched it once a day for a year. It has like 12. And so I fell down. And so I will this year be recording it again. And I will then be hopefully saying it to myself nicely. And hopefully at the end of the year, that'll be a goal. It will have 365 plays on it. Where was I? You guys, I was saying something. Where was it? I was saying, yeah, I've made more probably off of the course than I did in the entire 4 years of being on YouTube for AdSense. And I've made more from certain brand deals or affiliate sales, if you add them up and combine them, than I have on YouTube. So like YouTube is going to be like, the AdSense thing is going to be like the smallest piece, hopefully, of the puzzle. So this year, that means going live on Amazon so I can do Amazon Live Associates or thing over there, or trying to get more brand sponsorships, and reaching out to brands that I actually know, like, and trust love, promote, all that stuff, and getting more in, because I'm never going to get to the amount that I want, which is the 6 figures, if I'm thinking abundantly, if I'm thinking in terms of a $5 video, which is sometimes what some of my, you guys can see it. I don't make a lot on my videos. So yeah, so that is, that's my word for the year. And so I have said it before in different live streams where I said, if it don't make me dollars, then it don't make sense to do it. And this is the year that I truly put that into practice. So this year, like, I am focused on activities that make me money. So that's more courses, that's selling more digital products, that's, I'm going to be releasing an app. So it's going to be things where I can actually finally start to make money, because I think you guys know, and you remember that see you later, I was working, then I retired, then we had a house remodel, and now I'm working again, and I want to get to the point where I can replace my income and I can retire again. And I need to do that to hit a 6-figure, you know, to feel good about retiring. So that's my word. I would love to hear your guys' word. If you're watching this back on the replay, I'd love for you to share your word down below, and share it with the group. So that's everything for today, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for the Super Chat Caliber Wings. I hope that you guys have a really, really, really awesome new year and you're really excited for it. And I hope there is some hope that comes with all of that. Think about, I guess I would just say, think about how to treat yourself a little bit kinder next year. Talk nicely to yourself. And yeah, I just want to make sure to say thank you for spending some of your New Year's Eve night with me. I really, really appreciate you guys all being here. So thank you so much, everyone. I will be seeing you guys on Sunday for another video, and then next Thursday for another episode of Triple T. So we'll have to think about what the topic is. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Sunday. All right, bye guys.